Well, Chris, I understand that angst, but I think that we just have to do the right thing and look at this situation that you do have troops in the street in Baghdad, and we have an opportunity to send them 21,000 more recruits, more soldiers to help them in that job. And tomorrow morning they're going to be asking themselves, wait a minute, my congressman voted no on sending me some help? That doesn't make any sense. In the meantime, the Democrat Party, which is now in the driver's seat, is not offering an alternative. And immediate withdrawal seems to be the only alternative that we're hearing from the Democrat leadership, and I don't think that's any sort of solution.
If President Bush wants to keep our troops in that country for another 8 years or more, wants to establish permanent bases in that country, would you support him, Congressman Schuster?
Well, I think we would only support him if it was stabilized as we have the situation in Bosnia and North Korea or South Korea and so forth. But I think the question is, remember, so much of Charlie's discussion, Charlie Cook was saying that it's the Republicans, but the Democrats now own policy, Chris. And the question is, when are they going to put their plan on the table?
So, in other words, let me get back to Congressman Waltz. In other words, Congressman Kingston is challenging you guys to put your money where your mouth is. Don't just pass non-binding resolutions. If you think the war policy should be changed, you've got the power of the purse. Use it.
And absolutely, and we do have a plan. The first thing I would say is these aren't fresh troops coming in. My constituents and my soldiers are the ones that are being asked to stay on extra. So make no mistake, these aren't fresh troops. These are extensions.
Well,
as far as having a plan,
there are fresh troops coming in from the 3rd Infantry Division out of Fort Stewart, Georgia.
And there's also 3,000 National Guardsmen staying longer, but that's an issue we can debate on the side.
Well, they would want 21,000 to help them. That's what's important. You have an opportunity to send them more help, and that's what they want.
And 21,000, as you know, Congressman, is not near enough, and General Petraeus knows it too. The issue at hand here is that we do have a plan. The plan is securing this nation from the war on terror. We've had 2,000 days to capture Osama bin Laden. We've had that same amount of time to try and secure Afghanistan, both of which we haven't done. In the meantime, al-Qaeda has carried out attacks against our allies across the world. This is a failed plan and a failed policy.
Where's your plan? I accept all that, but where's your plan? The Democrats now are in the front seat, and you still want a backseat drive.
No.
This is an opportunity, and this is a non-binding resolution. What kind of silliness
it's the first
is
step.
that?
Rest assured, Congressman, it's the first step in a plan that will actually redirect our forces to the war on terror, secure this nation, fully fund our military, and support our veterans, something that has not been done in this Congress. This is a conversation that has not happened in this country, in this Congress, until right now. The Republicans had the opportunity to have this debate for the past 4 years. They have chosen not to. The American people spoke on November 7th and said, your way was tried, and all you have done is failed every step of the way.
I'm saying I'll take all the criticism, but you guys are now in the front seat. Get out of the back seat and start driving the car. This is a non-binding, silly, intramural resolution. You should be putting real resolutions on the floor. If this thing is a lost cause, as Nancy Pelosi keeps saying, why are we spending one more day there? Why not introduce an immediate withdrawal? Because you guys are in the majority.
Well, your vote against it then won't hurt you back home, Congressman, but I can guarantee you that the poll is out. We'll move from 7 to 10.
It is not about voting. This is about a war. And if we are fighting a lost cause, we need to bring the folks home tomorrow. And why aren't the Democrats doing that?
We're moving in the direction to secure this nation, Congressman.
With a non-binding resolution. Non-binding resolutions are great for the Democrat club back home.
Okay, let me straighten this out. Let me just referee. Will there be a vote on funding at some point this year, Congressman Waltz? A Democratic advance vote on funding?
Absolutely. And I think the way it'll go on this, Chris, is we don't have a single unit that's C1 qualified as combat ready. And I think what you'll see is a resolution, and we will ask Congressman Kingston and the Republicans on that side to make sure if they're willing to put their name on sending soldiers into harm's way when they're not prepared and they don't have that. And that will happen.
Actually, I'm on the Defense Committee. We've had extensive hearings this year on combat readiness, and the number saying there's not one ready is not accurate at all. There are some who aren't ready, and I share your concern about that. But we will, as Chris is saying, have a binding resolution called the War Supplemental, which contains $5.6 billion for the troop surge. And that's going to be the question. Do you defund it?
CBO says it's not nearly enough. They're saying it's going to be 13 to 17 billion.
You're in the majority. You can increase the amount, but maybe if you're against it, that's where you should defund it, and that might be your plan.
Gentlemen, I think we've found a lot.
I
discover here a lot here. We've learned that the Democratic strategy will be to try to set higher standards for troop readiness and rotation requirements that squeeze this policy. You're saying, Congressman Kingston, they should be more direct and go after funding. But if they do, they'll really be challenging the president, and I'm sure they don't want to get that direct yet. Anyway, thank you, Congressman Waltz. Congressman Kingston, I'm sorry for saying you're Bill Schuster. He was originally scheduled. I should have known from your southern twang that you weren't from anywhere in Pennsylvania, sir. Thank you.